Early voter turnout in Georgia now breaking records. More than 250,000 people have voted in person just since Monday. That is setting a new, very high bar. And so far this year, more Georgians have voted in person than the first 2 days of early voting during the same period during the 2020 presidential election. And one of the groups helping push that number even higher, Black voters. Atlanta News First, Abby Kasouras shows us the push behind the higher voter turnout.
It's been a rush to the polls over the first 3 days of early voting here in Georgia. With some hot races on the ticket, people want their voices to be heard. Turns out that Black voters coming out in droves, making up nearly 36% of early voters so far, despite only making up 30% of active voters.
My youngest son and his wife, and that's me.
Teresa Howard says after encouraging her family to vote, that's all they can talk about in their group chat.
I believe that on the family chat, everybody is showing their I voted sign. I secured my vote sign.
She voted the first day she could.
People of color, African Americans, Black people, the age population, it's really critical. You know, whether you send it in or whether you go for early voting.
Groups like the People's Agenda are mobilizing voters, knocking door to door, making sure that a lack of information or transportation won't keep people from voting.
We have a lot of disabled, blind people that we take to the polls on a regular basis. If they're disabled or illiterate, we go in and assist them with their voting process. So it's all about making sure that voters have access to the ballot.
The right to vote. Ozzie Hill says she's wearing her I voted sticker proudly.
We had a lot of people that didn't know how to vote. To oppose, you got people knocking on doors, registering you for voting now. So there's no way that you don't know.
The People's Agenda works all year long to get people registered to vote. They have groups across the state working to drive people to the polls. They're a nonpartisan group, meaning they will pick you up and take you to a poll regardless of who you're going to vote for. In Atlanta, I'm Abby Kasouras.